I haven't fought since I was 15 until I was 22. For 7 years, I didn't fight for myself, for the life I wanted. Maybe if you think about it, I never fought even before when I was 15. Ever since I was a child, I was 100% sure I can never do well academically. I'm gonna fail my subjects. I'm not gonna be a topper in my class. I'm not gonna get the highest grades. I'm not the most good looking guy in my class, so I would never get a girlfriend. I'm not the most confident guy, most charismatic guy, funny guy. So no guy or girl would want to be my friend. I just knew it. It wasn't possible. So I never fought. I never fought for life. Maybe because I was just scared. I was scared of fighting. I was scared. I didn't even believe in myself. I was even scared of lifting up the sword and go to the battlefield. To at least even try. Because what was the point of trying? I was gonna fail. I would just go to school, sit in the class, alone. People would call me weird, ugly. Some would even say, like, why would any girl go out with you? That's what the one girl told me when I approached her. She laughed. She said, why would any girl even look at you? And her friends started laughing. In those moments, I knew those were just basically the proof of the thoughts I had in my mind that I can never amount to anything. I will always fail. I have no self-worth. I will always be failure. Even if someone were to give me compliment that I look good, that y- I I just look good in this hairstyle or good look in this clothes, I would just take it. I would just never believe them because my entire life I have thought of myself as ugly, failure, every negative thing a person can think about themselves, and I never even fought. I never fought to be topper in my class or to get good grades. I never fought to make friends. I never fought to make a girlfriend. I never fought for myself because I didn't knew what was the point. Like, what's even the point of trying? I'm just gonna fail, right? Until I was 22. I was 200 pounds. I could barely even walk without a wheelchair. I was fat. Whenever I would go out, I was always self conscious that everyone is thinking that I'm filthy. Like, if I would ever go to even a social situation, which I never even went, like really once a year, I always thought, why would these people want me around them? I never fought for life. But once I turned 22, one day I was sleeping on my bed. I had like sleep issues, which I even have right now. Even now I have them. But I always had them since I was a kid. And I couldn't sleep. It was 3 o'clock at the night. I would just turn left, turn right, try to go to sleep, but I just couldn't. So I just woke up, got up, at least tried to do 5 push-ups, which I couldn't even do 5 push-ups, not even one push-up, but I tried. Before this moment, I haven't done push-ups in my entire life. I couldn't do them. I thought there's something so extraordinary that you have to be really strong for doing even push-ups. And I couldn't even do those I couldn't do them. I could never do them. But I tried to do 5 push-ups so that I could sleep because I was fed up of just lying in my bed all night and not be able to sleep, just gooning, just masturbating. And that was my entire life. So I tried to do 5 push-ups. I couldn't. But when I went back to my bed to sleep, I could barely sleep. So I just slept. I barely slept. So next day I decided before I go to sleep, I'm gonna do at least try to do at least 10 push-ups and 20 squats and maybe a bit of skipping ropes. That's it. Like, do like every night at 10 o'clock I would do that. Eventually I started to sleep much better than before because I was just too tired from doing basic minimum exercise. These are not even minimum exercises. These are just exercises. I tried. I did all the stuff. Eventually I just got more into fitness. Like I got thinner and skinnier. Try to control my diet as well because that's one thing about me. I may not have the motivation to fight for things I want for myself, but once I what do you call it? Like I have this idea in my mind that I just go crazy about it. I think about that idea 24/7. I'm obsessed with that idea, and I try to do everything I could to execute it as perfectly as I can. So that's what I did with fitness, with push-ups, pull-ups. Eventually, I even managed to do pull-ups after like 6 or 7 months. But I went down from 200 pounds to 170 pounds in 2 months. And before that, I never thought I could do any of this thing. I never thought I could. I never thought of myself as athletic. I never even thought that I could play soccer or I could even do a 1K run. But this was the first time I proved to myself that I can do something which I believed I couldn't. I fought for something, even though it was as basic as being able to sleep. But that's what I fought for the first time in my entire life. I fought for something, and it was something special for to me. It changed my life because now I knew that I can fight, even if I may fail, even if things don't go as I planned. I still can fight. Then I started going to the gym, lifting weights. I ate chicken, ground beef, rice, pasta, bread every day. My mom thought I'm going crazy. She used to call me that she still calls me that I'm crazy because I follow the same diet every day. I eat the same thing every day. I go to the gym every day. I never deviate from my diet. I never eat junk food, and my mom thinks that crazy. People around me thinks that crazy, but they don't know like what this is me fighting for my life. This is me fighting for things I want. So eventually I got skinnier. Now I think I look decent. Maybe I'm slightly above average. But that's it. But but I know girls find me attractive. Then last year, in August, I approached a girl for the first time in my life. I cold approached her. I was in the university. I just went and said something and asked her for a number. She said no, obviously. She told me in the end that she liked that I approached her. And eventually I started approaching more and more girls. I have gotten like few dates. I've got few success, few failures. But what I thought before this, I even thought that I could never go and talk to a person. I could never approach a girl. I don't have the balls to ask a girl out on a date. But once I started fighting for things I want, it can be getting a girlfriend, getting a job, looking good in the mirror when you see yourself, losing weight. I just know that I can now. Even though I don't have a girlfriend right now, I never had in like last 24 years of my life. But I know I'm this close to getting my first girlfriend, the girlfriend I want, the girl I love, the girl of my dreams. You know why? Because I know I can fight. I know I can go and talk to a girl, even if I'm shit scared, even if I'm about to shit my pants, even if the words don't come out of my mouth, even if I stumble, even if I stutter, I still can go and say what's in my mind. The point is that it's why life is worth fighting for. It's not because there is a really light at the end of the tunnel. It's not because the view is really great from the top. It's not. Life is just worth fighting for, just so that you can prove to yourself you can fight. You can fight. That's why life is worth fighting for, to prove yourself that you can fight. And like journey in this life, it's not like a hike. You do a hike, you go on the top of the hike of the mountain, and you see the view from there. It's really nice. That's not how things might go in life. You're gonna do certain things in life. You're gonna fail most of the time. You're gonna succeed only like once. Like even if you like do something 100 times, you're gonna fail 99 times. You will only succeed once. But the whole point is to prove to yourself that you can fight. Even if you fail 99 times, you're gonna stand up one more time and succeed in that. Even if you're not gonna succeed, you can still get up and fight. I'm not in life where I want to be right now, but I know I can fight. That's why life is worth fighting for, to prove to yourself that you can fight.